Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
In the Quran Kareem, Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 27, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala stated, O beloved Prophet, tell them the true story of the two sons of Adam. When both presented a sacrifice, one sacrifice was accepted and the other's was not accepted. The other said, I will kill you. The first said, Allah accepts the sacrifice only from those who are pious and God-fearing. When Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam settled on the earth, Allah Ta'ala granted them children. Through their offspring, the human race was to continue. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam would give birth to twins with every pregnancy. One boy and one girl. The boy from the first pregnancy would marry the girl from the second pregnancy. This was the law of Sharia at that time. The two children of Adam alayhi salam mentioned in the Quran Kareem were Habil and Qabil. Habil was extremely righteous, kind-hearted, pious, and among those who feared Allah. Qabil was stubborn, jealous, and among those inclined toward worldly greed. The sister born with Qabil was Iqlima. The sister born with Habil was Layuda. Iqlima was far more beautiful than Layuda. According to the Sharia of that time, Iqlima was meant to marry Habil, but Qabil desired her because of her beauty. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam decided that Habil would marry Iqlima and Qabil would marry Layuda. According to narrations, a dispute arose among the children of Adam alayhi salam over this matter. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam ordered both to offer sacrifices before Allah. The one whose sacrifice was accepted would be upon the truth. Habil presented the best and fattest sheep among his flock for sacrifice. Qabil placed the worst and rotten grain from his harvest as an offering. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, Then both presented a sacrifice, so one sacrifice was accepted and the others was not accepted. At that time, the acceptance of a sacrifice was shown by fire. If the fire burned the sacrifice, it was considered accepted by Allah. The fire burned Habil's sacrifice, so it was accepted. The fire did not burn Qabil's sacrifice, so it was rejected. When Qabil's sacrifice was rejected, jealousy entered his heart. He said to his brother Habil, I will kill you so that my grievance will be solved. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 28, Habil replied, Allah Ta'ala accepts deeds only from those who are righteous or al-muttaqeen. If you lift your hand to kill me, I will not lift my hand to kill you. I fear Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. Jealousy blinded Qabil. Qabil had determined that he would harm Habil. Then one day, Shaitan appeared before him. Shaitan taught Qabil how to kill, striking the head of a goat with a stone, and thus Qabil learned to murder. When Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam went for Hajj, Qabil took advantage of their absence, attacked Habil and killed him. This was the first murder in human history. After killing Habil, Qabil became worried, wondering what to do with the body. Allah Ta'ala taught him a lesson through a crow. One crow killed another and began digging the earth to bury it. Seeing this, Qabil lamented, Alas, I could not even be like this crow and hide my brother's body. Acting upon what he saw, he buried the body. Now he feared his father's anger. At that time, Shaitan incited Qabil to flee from home, fearing that if he remained with Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, he might repent and return to righteousness. Qabil fled toward Yemen, taking his sister with him. After this incident, innovations and oppression began in Qabil's life. Hazrat Abdullah bin Mas'ud Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu narrated that Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Whenever any sin of unjust killings occurs in the world, a share of its sin falls upon Qabil, the son of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, as he was the first to begin injustice and introduce this evil act. Qabil settled near Yemen. Shaitan deceived him, saying that Habil's sacrifice was accepted because he worshipped fire. Thus began new chains of shirk, innovations and injustices. Shaitan taught him fire worship. Habil began worshipping fire and called his followers toward this false belief. Qabil and his offspring established terrible examples of oppression, causing great harm to humanity. When Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam learnt of Habil's killing, their hearts broke. One son was murdered, another became astray. Both griefs unbearable. This was a moment of immense sorrow for both of them. One son became a victim of injustice, the other became sinful. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam wept day and night, while Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam's heart filled with sorrow. They prayed to Allah Ta'ala saying, "O Allah, grant me children who will help propagate your religion across the world, who will continue your message after me, be my true heirs and uphold the flag of your oneness." At that time, Allah Ta'ala blessed them with a new son, Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam. When Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam was born, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam was 130 years old. His birth became a healing for the wounds of Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam. He was named Sheeth, meaning gift from Allah. Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam greatly resembled his father in beauty, character and grace. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam and Hazrat Hawwa alayhi salam loved him dearly. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam kept Hazrat Sheeth close, knowing that he would be his successor. He gave special attention to his upbringing since childhood. He was taught about the state of paradise and to distinguish between good and evil. As Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam grew up, his hidden abilities blossomed under the guidance and nurturing of his parents. Hazrat Adam alayhi salam taught him beautiful and unique ways of preaching and knowledge. He taught him to recognize the hours of day and night and the acts of worship for those times. He also informed him about the flood of Nuh alayhi salam. Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam was bestowed with prophethood. According to some narrations, 50 scriptures were revealed to him by Allah Ta'ala. He taught his people righteousness, piety, patience, fear of Allah, respect and service for parents, and the avoidance of sins. Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam established the first calendar and fixed the system of time, day, night and weeks. The primary advice of Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam was, recognize Allah and worship Him alone.
Distinguish between good and evil. Fulfill parents' rights and serve them. Establish relations with relatives and treat them kindly. Control anger and do not exceed limits. Show mercy to the poor and give charity. Avoid sins and remain pure. Be patient in trials. Be grateful for Allah's blessings. The period of Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam's prophethood lasted for more than 500 years, during which he constantly taught his people the correct principles of religion. According to some narrations, Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam passed away at the age of 912 years. Some narrations state that Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam was buried in Baitul Muqaddas. There are different opinions regarding the passing and resting place of Hazrat Sheeth alayhi salam. According to some, her burial occurred near Makkah Mukarramah. According to others, his shrine is in the village of Nabi Sheeth in Lebanon. A mosque is also dedicated to him there. Similarly, shrines are attributed to him in Gaza, the city of Mosul in Iraq, whose shrine was greatly affected during the war, and Ayodhya, India. The village of Bushes, that is Biyat plus Sheeth, meaning house of Sheeth, northeast of the city of Ramla in Palestine, is also mentioned. This village was vacated during the events of 1948, and it is said that a three-cornered minaret still exists there. The definitive truth about the actual burial place is not known, and Allahu Alam.
Prophet Sheeth alayhi salam appointed Hazrat Anush radiyallahu ta'ala anhu as his successor, and the lineage of prophets alayhi salam continued from his descendants. During the time of Hazrat Anush radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the worship of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala was common, and people began to better learn agricultural work and societal principles, and he always prevented the people from polytheism. Hazrat Anush radiyallahu ta'ala anhu has been described as kind-hearted and merciful. At the age of approximately 905 years, Anush radiyallahu ta'ala anhu passed away. Hazrat Anush radiyallahu ta'ala anhu appointed Cain radiyallahu ta'ala anhu as his successor. Hazrat Cain continued to command the people to worship Allah and to be just. During his time, humans began trade and the use of metals. Hazrat Cain radiyallahu ta'ala anhu passed away at the age of approximately 910 years.
Hazrat Cain radiyallahu ta'ala anhu appointed Habil radiyallahu ta'ala anhu as his successor. The descendants of Qabil had spread idolatry during the time of Habil radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Habil radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was the first person in the world who established a kingdom and created a system. He prevented people from oppression. He eradicated polytheism and idolatry from his kingdom and established peace and justice during his era. And during the time of Hazrat Habil, the city of Shush was founded. This same city of Shush is called Babel, which later became Babylon. Habil radiyallahu ta'ala anhu passed away at the age of approximately 895 years, and he appointed his son Yarid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu as his successor. The name Yarid means to descend or to come down. It is said that during his time, angels often came down to earth. During the time of Yarid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, idolatry had completely emerged. They had started making idols of righteous people and worshipping them. Yarid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu had to face much rebellion and many difficulties. Then Allah tabarak wa ta'ala granted him a righteous son who would later become the successor of Yarid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who was named Idris alayhi salam. And he is mentioned in the Holy Qur'an Sharif. Inshallah, in the next episode, we will discuss Idris alayhi salam.
If you liked this video, then do like and subscribe so that you get the new videos of DESTAN-E-AMBIYA first. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.